Hi there, my name is Mr. Pete. I am a fourth grade teacher and I'm currently reading The Lemonade War. This is chapter 12. Thanks for joining me if you've been with me throughout this whole book. Thank you for watching. To my class, of course, thank you for watching because you had to. And to all the students who are watching this in the future, know that this is for you, and to all the teachers as well. These are resources to hopefully help make your school year better. And anytime you enjoy the book or have comments, please leave them below. Click the subscribe button. I'm going to be continually updating books as my class year progresses, and this is just a resource for all of my fellow teachers that are out there that are just looking for something that they can add to their classroom, or perhaps give them ideas for stuff they can use in their own classroom. If you have any ideas, please share them below. If you have a channel like this, share it below so that I can use it too. Like, I'm always looking for resources, and this is just for you to maybe help you with a read aloud or help you with a guided reading book. All right, to my class, again, please write setting at the top of the page. As we know, like now we've had the great bug demolition of Evan's lemonade and the stealing of the money. It's a temporary steal, but he's going off to play basketball. She's off at the beach, and we're heading towards a fireworks show the end of the year, the summer that's coming tonight, and finding out who's going to win the war, if anyone's going to win the war. Remember, win-win, win-lose, lose-lose. The best way to go is a win-win, and it doesn't seem like we're heading in that direction at all. So here we go, chapter 12, waiting period. Noun, a specified delay required by law between taking an action and seeing the results of that action. So we have Jesse taking an action against Evan in a waiting period, and Evan taking action against Jesse and a waiting period for both. And boy, what's going to happen? Here we go. Jesse wanted to have fun. She really did. But it seemed like the more she tried, the less she had. First, the drive to the beach took 2.5 hours because of traffic. Jesse felt the car lurching forward. Stop, forward, stop. Highlight lurching. Vocab word. I think that definition, forward, stop, lurching, forward, right? Should read that wet E. Just kidding, not going to do that. Memo to myself, said Mr. Moriarty, character. Never go to the beach on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, especially when there has been a heat wave for more than a week. In the back seat, Jesse and Megan played license plate tag and magnetic bingo and 20 questions, but by the end of the car ride, Jesse was cramped and bored. Then the beach parking lot was full, so they had to park half a mile away and walk. Then the beach was so crowded that they could hardly find a spot for their blanket. Then Megan said the water was too cold and she just wanted to go in up to her ankles. She kept squealing and running backwards every time a gentle ripple of a wave came her way. What fun was that? Sure, the water was cold. It was the North Shore. It was supposed to be cold. That's why it felt so good on a hot day like this. When Jesse and Evan went to the beach, they would boogie board and body surf and skim board and throw a screaming scrunch ball back and forth the whole time. They loved to stay in the water until their lips turned blue and they couldn't stop shaking. Then they'd roast themselves like weenies on the towels until they were hot and sweating again. And then they'd go right back in. Simile, comparing Evan and Jesse to weenies. Now that was fun at the beach. Megan liked to build sandcastles and collect shells and play sand tennis and read magazines. That's all fine, thought Jesse, but not going in the water? That's crazy. The ride home was itchy and hot. Jesse had sand in all the places where her skin rubbed together, between her toes, behind her ears, and between the cheeks of her bottom. And somehow she'd gotten sunburn on her back, even though Mrs. Moriarty had smeared her all over with a thick, goopy sunscreen twice. Jesse didn't even have the patience for 10 questions, let alone 20. But Megan didn't get that Jesse didn't feel like talking. She kept trying to get her to take a quiz in a teen magazine. If Evan had been there, he would have kept quiet, or maybe hummed a little. Jesse liked it when Evan hummed. As they turned onto Damon Road, Megan asked, "Are you feeling sick?" So you can see she misses Evan. This whole trip was a mistake. She just thought of what she would do with Evan. And then they're getting home and now she's starting to worry. So much that Megan can notice that she's sick. Remember, Megan doesn't know anything that's going on. In fact, she was. For the past half hour, Jessie had been imagining walking in the door and facing Evan, and she'd been feeling sicker and sicker with every mile that brought her closer to home. She's almost home. Now, short chapter, make a prediction. She's home now. What's going to happen next? Right? And our next chapter, as we move to an Evan chapter, is called Crisis Management. You should highlight that. Crisis is when you're in trouble, and management is managing that crisis. And we'll talk about that. Chapter 13, Unlucky 13. We'll talk about that chapter. For my class, is going to be a 2-chapter assignment, 12 and 13 together. For those of you that are reading it chapter by chapter, tomorrow when you look into this, maybe you can figure out like what kind of crisis is Evan working with here. Is it Evan's crisis, or is there something else going on? And remember, he went off to that basketball game with money in his pocket, so we'll be getting to that tomorrow. So I don't really have a whole lot to say here. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Please, if you are reading, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Let me know how you're doing with the book. Let me know if you have any questions, and we can talk about it. I love analyzing books. I love book talks. I love lit circles. Please, if you're in Texas, if you're in Korea, if you are in any place in the world, please, by all means, this can be a worldwide book talk. I absolutely love that. To all the people reading, leave comments below. Starting now, I'll start giving shout outs as well. And I haven't been doing that, but I'll start doing that now too. Just know that sometimes I mess names up, and I apologize if I do. All right. Thank you so much for reading. To my class, I will see you tomorrow. To everyone else, I will see you on the next page. Peace.